All right, let's jump right in. We're going to tackle a massive challenge today, something that's on everyone's mind. How do you actually get humans and AI to work together safely, especially on your most critical business operations? I mean, it's one thing to have an AI help with simple tasks, right? But how do you trust it with the high-stakes stuff? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down.
And this really is the fundamental question, isn't it? When an AI has the power to trigger a financial transaction or handle super-sensitive client data, trust can't just be a feeling. It has to be designed. It needs to be architected. And most importantly, it has to be auditable. In this explainer, we're going to lay out a blueprint for exactly that.
So here's our game plan, our construction plan, if you will. First, we'll talk about the problem, what I call the communication chasm. Then we're going to lay the technical foundation, fire up the AI agents, install the absolutely essential human guardrails, and then build a system for ongoing continuous trust. By the end, we'll see exactly what it looks like to walk across that finished, safe bridge.
So what is this chasm? Well, think of it as this dangerous gap between what a human wants an AI to do and what that automated system actually ends up doing. To bridge that gap, we need a whole new kind of contract, one that's secure, crystal clear, and can be checked and verified by both sides.
You know, what's so cool about this slide is that this is basically the original napkin sketch for this entire system. You can see it right there, a human providing the sign-off and a business provider, or in our case, an AI, doing the actual work. And it's all governed by a secure contract. This one simple idea, this clear, auditable separation of duties, is the bedrock of everything we're about to build.
And that idea brings us to the SAFE protocol. It stands for Stay Away from Email Servers. Now, the core principle here is just brilliant in its simplicity. The AI agents get their own special dedicated mailboxes to get their instructions, but, and this is the key, they are never allowed to touch the main core email server. This creates a natural, unchangeable audit trail, and it totally separates the human and AI activities for maximum security and transparency. It's a game changer.
Okay, let's get into our first construction phase. It's time to see how this thing is actually built. We're laying the technical groundwork with the first 5 steps. This part is all about locking down security and turning a simple human request into a structured, machine-readable plan. All right, let's walk through it. Step 1, it all kicks off with a totally standard email. Easy enough. Step 2 is all about securing the front door. We'll call this Protection Level 0, or P0. The system uses protocols you might know, like DMARC and TLS, to make sure the sender is who they say they are and that the connection is encrypted. Now, Step 3 is crucial. We apply security at the data level. This means the security literally travels with the data, no matter where it goes. Then, in Steps 4 and 5, an AI translates that human email into a structured plan, and a supervisor AI, called the orchestration agent, takes the reins to manage the whole show. Okay, the foundation is solid. Now we're ready to activate the automated workforce. This next set of steps, 6 through 10, is where the AI agents really start to shine and actually execute the plan we've laid out. So in Step 6, that supervisor agent we just met starts delegating tasks to specialized worker AIs. Step 7, they get the job done and produce a result. But, and this is where the automated guardrails pop up, in Step 8, we hit our next protection level, P1. This is an AI safety check that automatically scans the output for stuff like bias, toxicity, or any policy no-nos. Step 9 then verifies the AI's digital signature, creating a perfect, unbreakable audit trail. And finally, Step 10 is a confidence check. The system literally asks the AI, how sure are you about this? If that score is too low, boom, it automatically flags the task for a human to review. And this table just beautifully lays out the entire multi-level verification framework. So we've seen P0, that secure entry point, and P1, the automated AI safety check. But look at P2, the human in the loop. This is, without a doubt, the absolute cornerstone of trust in this whole system. It's the mandatory pit stop where a human expert has to give the final validation and sign-off. Then, of course, everything gets logged in P3, so you have a complete, auditable record of everything that happened.
This slide just sums up the partnership perfectly. You've got the AI handling the execution, all the automation, the heavy lifting, the speed and scale, and then you have the human providing the governance, the oversight, the judgment, the ethical guardrails, and ultimately, the accountability. It's not about replacing humans, it's about giving them superpowers.
All right, so now we shift gears from the AI's job to the human's role. Steps 11 through 16 are all about building that robust governance framework that makes this entire system truly trustworthy and accountable. This is where human judgment becomes the ultimate safety net.
Step 11 puts that P2 check into action. Anything high risk or low confidence gets automatically paused for a human to look at. But good governance needs structure, right? So step 12 is about setting up a cross-functional committee. You need people from IT, legal, and the business side all at the same table. Step 13 defines crystal clear roles, like data stewards, so there's never any question about who is accountable for what. And step 14 is huge. You have to maintain a dynamic AI inventory, giving you one central place to track every single AI tool your organization is using. And I love this image because it captures the spirit of that committee so well. This is not some stuffy, old-school compliance department. Think of it more like an active, real-time mission control for AI trust, with experts from all over the company monitoring, guiding, and making sure every automated action is perfectly aligned with your business goals and your ethical standards.
Now, governance can't just stop at your own front door. Step 15 is all about enforcing vendor accountability. Your contracts have to demand that any third-party AI providers give you access to their audit logs. And Step 16 closes the loop internally. Every single time a human steps in to override an AI, that decision must be logged with a clear reason why. This gives you a complete, unbroken chain of accountability from start to finish.
So, we've built a bridge, but our job isn't done. We have to maintain it. These final steps, 17 to 21, are all about making sure the system doesn't just work on day one, but that it actually gets stronger, safer, and smarter over time.
Step 17 brings us back to P3. Log absolutely everything to create that unchangeable audit trail. Step 18 is just smart planning. You need a clear process for what to do when things inevitably go wrong. Now, step 19 is how we measure success. We archive what are called Goal Achievement Metrics, or GAMs. This lets you track the performance and, importantly, the ROI of every single workflow. And finally, steps 20 and 21 create that critical feedback loop. You review all this data, and then you update your company's AI playbook based on what you've actually learned in the real world.
And there we have it, a 21-step blueprint. We started with a communication gap, a chasm, and now we have constructed a complete end-to-end system for secure, auditable, and truly effective human-AI collaboration. We've built the safe bridge.
So why go through all this trouble? Because this bridge is built on 4 absolutely critical pillars. First, you get trust, because every single decision is verifiable. Second, you get compliance with human oversight baked right in, not just bolted on as an afterthought. Third, you get insane efficiency, because you're letting AI and humans each do what they do best. And finally, you get security, because that safe protocol isolates risk by keeping the AIs away from your most important systems.
And this, right here, is the key takeaway. This isn't a story about automation coming to replace people. It's a story about smart architecture and solid governance, creating a new, way more powerful form of collaboration. So the real question isn't whether AI will be a part of our work. That ship has sailed. The real question is whether we're going to build the bridges needed to make that partnership safe, productive, and truly incredible. Thanks for watching.